I get it, you're staring at a list of cinema-grade cameras and wondering if you're about to drop a few $1,000s on something that will sit half unused in a bag. You've probably read the hype about 6K RAW and felt that little voice warning you about buyer's remorse. What if this is overkill for my indie project? What if the workflow is a nightmare? What if I end up with another piece of gear I can't actually use? That hesitation is real, and it's exactly why you need a clear picture before you click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Blackmagic Design Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro tries to bridge the gap between a full-blown cinema rig and a handheld, run-and-gun solution. On paper it promises incredible image quality with a Super 35 sensor, 6K resolution, and built-in ND filters, and it bundles 2 extra NPF 570 batteries, a dual charger, and a microfiber cloth. Those extras might look like a nice safety net, but the real question is, does the camera deliver value in the everyday situations most creators face, and where does it trip up? Let's start with who actually benefits from this camera. If you're a filmmaker who already shoots in 4K or higher and needs the latitude that a Super 35 sensor provides, think color grading flexibility, shallow depth of field, and the ability to reframe and post without losing detail, the Pocket 6K Pro is a logical step up. The sensor size and the ability to capture in Blackmagic RAW mean you can push highlights further than you could with a typical consumer mirrorless camera, which is a tangible advantage when you're shooting outdoors under bright sunlight or in a dimly lit bar. The built-in ND filters, 3 stops of control, let you keep your aperture wide open without blowing out the image, a feature you'll actually reach for on location when the sun decides to be unforgiving. Another group that sees real value are content creators who already have a decent post-production pipeline. The camera records in multiple file formats: Blackmagic RAW, ProRes 422, ProRes 422 HQ, ProRes 4444 XQ, and even an Apple ProRes proxy mode for quicker editing. If you've set up DaVinci Resolve or an NLE that handles these codecs, you'll appreciate the flexibility. It means you can shoot a high-quality master and simultaneously generate a lightweight proxy for on-the-fly edits without needing a separate transcoding step. That dual workflow isn't just a marketing buzzword, it translates to fewer hours in the editing suite and a smoother handoff when you're collaborating with a small crew. Now, let's be honest about the trade-offs. The first thing that trips many new users up is the size and weight of the battery system. Even though the bundle includes 2 extra NPF 570 cells, each battery is bulkier than the LPE6 cells you'd find in many mirrorless cameras, and they drain faster when you're recording 6K RAW at high frame rates. In practice, I've seen filmmakers on a day shoot needing to swap batteries every 4,560 minutes, which can be a logistical hassle if you're shooting a continuous event like a wedding ceremony or a live performance. The dual charger helps. Charging 2 batteries at once saves downtime, but you still need a solid plan for power management, especially if you're not near an outlet. Another practical weakness is the audio workflow. The Pocket 6K Pro includes a 3.5mm mic jack and a built-in mini XLR input, which sounds decent, but the preamps are not as robust as those on dedicated cinema cameras. In noisy environments, you'll likely need an external recorder or a shotgun mic with its own power source to get clean dialogue. That's not a deal breaker, but it adds another piece of gear you have to budget for, and it's something new users often overlook when they focus solely on image specs. The user-friendly claim holds up once you get past the learning curve. The touchscreen interface is responsive, and the layout mirrors Blackmagic's larger studio cameras, which makes switching between gear less jarring if you already own a Blackmagic monitor or DaVinci panel. The camera also supports a full-size HDMI output, allowing you to attach an external recorder for ProRes if you prefer that workflow, and the SD card slots are UHSI compatible, giving you decent write speeds for those high bitrate recordings. In real-world use, I've seen indie crews set up a 2-camera rig with the Pocket 6K Pro as the primary and a smaller mirrorless as a brawl, and the workflow stayed smooth because the menu system isn't buried under layers of hidden settings. One hidden cost that often catches people off guard is the need for a good external monitor or viewfinder. The LCD on the Pocket 6K Pro is bright enough for most indoor shoots, but when you're outdoors under direct sun, the screen can wash out, making focus checks harder. Many reviewers end up purchasing a small OLED monitor to attach via HDMI, which adds to the overall kit price. If you're already planning to invest in a monitor for monitoring waveforms and vector scopes, you're fine. Otherwise, factor.